Kim here, and I am just coming out of a little bit of the itis from eating a vegetarian lunch feast. This has been a day where I've been in my car all day, and so I'm sitting here, let me spread some knowledge and some wealth. Let me impart some cleaner eating wisdom unto you. That's a lie. That's not really what this video is, but let me tell you what the video is. I thought after my vegetarian feast, and those who would think that's a lie from the pit, that doesn't even exist, because how can you even get full because you eat like rice cakes and grass, which is not necessarily true. So this video, my dear friends, is 7 mythbusters about people who are cleaner eaters. Now, this is telling some of our secrets, but not all of us, because we're not all the same. We're not this monolith of people who eat rice and hug trees and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. Number 1, some of us hate clean food. So when you hear that someone is vegetarian or vegan or gluten-free, it does not necessarily mean that all of us like hummus and chickpeas and quinoa and fiber. In fact, some of us hate that stuff. I actually hate salad. Hate it. I haven't eaten meat in 2 years. I hate salad. So just because someone is a cleaner eater does not mean they eat the usual suspect clean food. That ain't all of us. Don't even slide me a bowl of quinoa, because if you do, that's basically the equivalent to saying you're mama to me, and I think that's rude. Number 2, just because someone is a clean eater does not mean they are a forever clean eater. I have been the first to profess to a lot of my friends that just because I'm not eating meat now doesn't mean that something could happen that would change in the future and wreck your whole perception of me. It is very possible. I'm not going to say probable, but it's possible. I reserve the right that in some undetermined time from now, I could be at a restaurant with one of my friends, and when I place my order, I don't want them being shocked when I'm like, listen, waiter, Bob, whoever you are, I want all of them chicken wings in the back, every single one of them. And I know Sarah's got 6 plater on the side. I want them chicken wings too. I don't want you to be shocked when that happens. I never said that I would die having never eaten meat again, ingested that sweet taste into my body. I just said that for now, I'm not eating meat. So just because we're clean or cleaner eaters doesn't mean it's forever. It means that this is a lifestyle I've taken on for right now. And we'll see what happens. Number 3, those of us who have made the choice to eat clean, it doesn't always mean that it was for health reasons. It doesn't always mean that it's noble. It doesn't mean that one day I was sitting there pondering on life, which I do that actually. I do ponder on life. But I didn't have this moment where I was pondering on life and I was thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I think I want to just like clean out my system. I want to do a flush, and I just want to not eat anything else that's unhealthy. That's not really what happened. So here's an example. When I decided not to eat meat anymore, it was because it was following the death of Fife from Tribe Called Quest. He died from complications to diabetes. His daughter implored folks to just eat healthier, and that's when I said, you know what, I'm going to stop eating meat for a while. The subsequent reason why I continued to not eat meat was actually an ethical decision to be a vegetarian, to continue on being a vegetarian. And here's what I mean. So what I decided was, though I love chicken wings, as previously stated, there's something that just seems not right to me about a chicken having to die so that I could eat its arms. That's not right. It just seems weird and wrong and bad. So I don't want to do that. And I've made an ethical decision as of right now to not eat meat. Not necessarily that I don't want unhealthy toxins in my body, although I don't. But just don't want to eat a chicken's arms and know he has to die and sacrifice his little arms so that I can be happy. It's not right. Number 4, I think sometimes people hear when cleaner eaters are cleaner eaters that we don't miss the bad food. And some of y'all are out there, we're like, now that I've done this cleanse, this toxic cleanse, I don't even miss the things that I was used to eating anymore. My body actually rejects it. Let me be honest with you. I miss ice cream. I miss meat. I miss gluten. cookies, cakes, pies. Why would I walk away from that? Like, that's silly. Why would I do that? I miss those things. It's just that my body doesn't like them. Do I want them? Is it like the ex where you look at him like, you know, he's terrible, but I miss that dude? Sure. That's not really actually true in all my cases, because I had some ex-boyfriends in high school. Anyway, the point though is, some of those bad foods, I miss them. Number 5, just because someone is a cleaner eater does not mean that they are avoiding said foods because there's some like risk of death. Are there some people out there who have an allergic reaction and something serious and dire would happen if they eat that food? Absolutely. Case in point, I mentioned that I am gluten-free. I have a daughter who can't eat pineapple. Now, my choice to be gluten-free is a choice. It's optional. Could I eat gluten and not die? Sure. My daughter, if she eats pineapple, we call 911 and we getting out the EpiPens. No one is getting out an EpiPen if I eat gluten. This is just an arrangement between me and my body. My body has communicated to me and let me know, listen, boo-boo, if you want to go ahead and eat that cookie or that cake or that pie, go right ahead. I'm just letting you know that when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to look like in your second trimester of pregnancy. Now, if you want a gratuitous food baby, go ahead. Eat that gluten. Otherwise, you should stay on this side of it. And that's why I'm gluten-free. It's not an emergency. It's simply that I don't want to have to squeeze an air bubble of a gut into my jeans the next day when I make a choice to have a little bit of dessert. That's all. Nothing serious. That's it. Number 6. Just because someone is a cleaner eater does not mean their whole life is about fitness. I think sometimes when I tell people, yeah, you know, I'm gluten-free and I'm a vegetarian, that they automatically assume that I'm like trying to sign up for every Pilates class and yoga. And I'm like, no, I'm going to take the stairs instead of the elevator. You go ahead. Listen, you're going to hold the elevator for me because I ain't walking up them steps. That sounds terrible, but why lie about it? Just because someone is a cleaner eater does not mean that they're all into all kinds of fitness. It doesn't. Sometimes we're trifling. We just don't eat meat. And number 7, my last one on the list so far, although I'm probably going to think of more even after the video's over. But number 7 is, I think sometimes people think that when you're a clean eater, and especially if you're a clean eater and you're tied to other people, like if you have a partner or if you have children, I think people think that our whole mission in life is to guilt everyone into eating just like us. Let me be really honest here. For real honest. My kids love bacon. So even separate from the meat thing, all my friends who are pro-black out there or just not, or anti-pork are like, you fed your children pork? My girls love bacon. Love it. And so, yeah, I feed them meat. I feed them gluten. I feed them all kinds of things that I myself don't partake in. Things that I know may or may not be unhealthy. But I want them to make a conscious decision. If they decide to eat cleaner, it needs to be their choice and their decision. Do I inform them of the things going in their body? Absolutely. Like letting my kids know that ramen noodles is a science project. That ain't food. That's science. You just ate a bowl of science. But have at it. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, later on, they're going to come on over to this side. But I want them to do it on their terms and in their time. So just because I eat cleaner doesn't mean that I'm pressuring everyone else to eat just like me. This is a solo dolo decision, and I'm cool with it. And if people see benefits to it from watching me, awesome. And if not, do you, boo. The plan, though, is that I'm going to live longer and be healthier. So that's my list. That's my top 7 of some mythbusters for those of you out there who wonder the who's and the what's and the whys behind folks like us who are clean eaters. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you completely and vehemently disagree with everything that I've said on here. Or if you're curious about it and you're like, wait a minute, you bring up a brilliant point, Kim. I would like to know how to do that. Show me the way to shop gluten-free in the grocery store. Fine, let's do it. It's going to be a good time. So subscribe below or above or whatever, and check out the next YouTube video. I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about, but hopefully it will be informative.